So at 24, I give my heart to Christ. The next 5 years, I'm just kind of struggling. Like I battled with those first, before I confessed to my pastors if God was truly real or not, but I'm still going to do what I said I'm going to do because I'm committed to my word. Then when I knew God was really real, the conviction started to come, confessed to them, quit, went back, worked less, felt convicted every single time. And by the time I was 29 years old, and this is truly where the breaking, of my sin really happened. So I'm on stage. Now at this point, everybody in the club knows that I'm a Christ follower. I listen to Christian music. I threw away all of my worldly CDs. CDs, how old I am. Throw away all my throw those all away, and sharing about Jesus to customers, to the other dancers, to the DJ, and they all, they accepted me, but that some of them would make fun of me, oh, she's a good girl. She's a good girl. So at 29, I'm dancing on stage and I'm in my second set. And the way the stage was set up, you can see the DJ from there. And as I'm dancing, my song completely stopped, and I heard a worship song playing. And I look at the DJ and he's kind of giving me a thumbs up, like I'm doing a good job,
Right.
But I'm very puzzled because I'm like, why would he do that to me? Why would he play a worship song while I'm on stage? I felt so humiliated.
Yeah.
And then I go like this to him, stop, and he's giving me a thumbs up, no, you're doing good. And there's this confusion, and I'm trying to entertain, and there's, guys around the stage, and there's this interaction going. But then moments later, I hear my song being played again, and I'm thinking, why is he doing that to me?
Yeah.
But then I realized, oh, wait a minute, he's not doing anything. I'm actually audibly hearing a worship song supernaturally. That's what was happening.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh my goodness, very shocked. And then right after that, one of the passages that I was reading for 2 years, you were purchased for a price, therefore honor me with your body, literally pierced my heart. And I was like, oh my goodness, I am having one of those things that other Christians talk about, when they fall to their knees, when they, for me, weird things happen, it's happening to me now. There was no denying it. And I was starting to sweat. My heart was racing. And then I'm at the same time this is happening, I'm getting money in my garter from all these men, and I'm still trying to perform, but all this is going on in my mind. And I said, oh my goodness, Lord, you're here, with me, you're speaking to me here, in the club, what is going on? How come this didn't happen when I'm at church or at home in my car, but it's happening in the club? And then I look out into the crowd, and it literally, so at this time in my life, as you can imagine, I was completely jaded. I didn't trust any man. Every man was a pervert. Every man is a cheater. Every man is, a whole list of things. And I look out into the club, and I'm looking at the man who's giving me money. And it was a veil literally was removed from my eyes. And I started having an image of Jesus interceding at the right hand of the Father for this person. And then I started to it was almost like if I was feeling a portion of the Lord's heart for everyone in the club.
Yes.
And the passage about Jesus dying for everyone came to mind. And it was the Lord was saying to me, I died for you when you were an enemy of mine. I died for you because I loved you, but I also love him and I love him. And it was just like
Wow.
in the spirit, like he's pointing his finger. I love him. I love him. I love her and her. And my heart just broke. And I felt like it was also healing balm taking place at the same time, where I started to actually feel like pity toward the customers.
Yes.
So next thing you know, I didn't finish my set. Like, I think what was going on in my mind and was happening was much longer than the actual time that I was on the
Yeah.
stage, because it was like a whole nother thing happening. So I get off the stage and I put my stripper clothes in the locker. And, I don't realize the significance of it then, but now I do. But I had never locked my locker before because I'm really bad at remembering like passcodes and stuff. Like, still to this day, like everything for me is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, I can be easily hacked. Okay. I probably shouldn't say that, but it's
Yeah,
true.
no,
Like,
tell us.
well, I had a locker that I just never locked, and in fear I couldn't get in and I need my stuff. So I'm like, this is it. And I locked a locker and I left, and I didn't tell anybody I was leaving, but I knew, like, I'm done. I'm totally surrendered. So I
Yeah.
left the club, and this is so silly, but all the money I made that night, I mean, this was kind of emotional. I took all my money I made that night and I just threw it out the window because I don't have anything to do with it.
Oh my gosh. That's how
Now,
you know you just had a supernatural experience. Yeah.
yes, I'm like, I don't have anything to do with this life, this club. And I cried all the way home and I said, God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I had confessed to a really close friend of mine who was my accountability partner, who still is to this day. And I had confessed and she prayed with me. And that would be the beginning of an entire new journey, completely surrendered, total faith walk, because I was foolish. I didn't learn, nobody taught me like how to save my money. At 29, I still didn't even know how to write a check. Like, I was just paying everything cash. If I didn't have the cash, I just wouldn't buy it. So like everything I had, so zero debts, but I was very ignorant to like real life world, didn't know how to cook. I would eat out all the time and, whatever. So it was total like humbling experience for me from that point on,
Yeah.
and moving forward into my Christian walk and eventually being the founder of Beulah, the ministry that I now have.